Alright guys, it is FNCS time. I played this FNCS Qualifier 2 with Liam and I have to say, we absolutely popped off. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you use code JKC in the Fortnite item shop and let me know if you enjoy FNCS in replay mode. Let's get right into today's video. We had a decent game 1 with us getting a nice little duo wipe in the middle of the gas station in mid game after the team ruthlessly pushed us. I went down after doing some decent damage in this fight and getting one of the opponents one shot, and Liam finished the job very nicely. I was decently surprised this game because we actually pulled some alright zones. We actually pulled 3rd, 4th and 5th zone and we got a very decent spot. We tried to get a quick refresh here, did a little bit of damage but then just left them alone in the end. And we went into endgame with decent mats and decent everything, to be honest. Just before first moving, we had Storm Surge pop up and we were actually 482 above because of our earlier fight, and that made us both very happy. I got a little bit of damage taken off, but then we were all about padding to the next zone and rotating. I've got to give credit to Liam here, because his tarping this game was on point. Like, look at this tarp, he was bringing us to and from the next zones, covering our angles, and it was really good. Right here, a player actually jumps into Liam's box, but Liam has no issue with this and picks up the elimination pretty easily, bagging himself a couple of elimination points and a Spider-Man in the process. It was right here where things became unstuck. Because we spent so long looting that guy, we were caught back of zone and I told Liam to Spider-Man forward and just try and revive the game really, get himself in a box, and I tried to catch up with him. This unfortunately didn't end up happening and I tarped a zone. I was on 60 HP and I ended up getting finished in this little building here, leaving Liam on his own. Liam played this endgame really well and actually kept using the other players' builds for cover, as well as trying to get refresh eliminations and looking for them constantly. He almost got one on one of these guys, but then realised he wasn't going to get one and dropped down to low ground and actually found the player. This still left him on pretty bad mats, to be honest, and even with that he managed to clutch up a 6th place, which was pretty decent considering. A very good first game, 20 points. Yeah, I think you can kind of tell that the next 3 games didn't go wonderfully, but we were ready and we were pretty much in endgame 4th zone at this point. We didn't realise we were not in the zone. We boxed up dead on the edge of the zone and didn't realise we weren't in there. We took a couple fights, annoyed a couple of the wrong people apparently, and then we realised we weren't in zone. So I sort of panic tarped, as you do, to the next zone, bagging a quick 100 tag in the process, fully panic tarping, and I got to the next zone and just got sprayed by the team behind that we had originally annoyed, and then I tried to drop down, realised there was another team below, and unfortunately went down. Liam actually played this endgame really slow, got a couple beams, and when Storm Surge popped up, he was 142 above Storm Surge, going up to 300 above Storm Surge. So he did a really smart play of double padding and therefore not needing to use as many mats as he didn't need to get any Surge tags, taking a couple ticks of Storm because he knew he had a flopper, and then landing and getting ahead of zone. And because Liam is pretty much the go to endgames and he knows how to play them in every possible way, he finds a refresh here and instantly drops down on the loot. I'm really liking the way he shields himself in the process here. Once he drops down, someone else goes for loot and he gets that kill as well. This man is literally insane at the game. From here on, Liam's just trying to solo tarp into zone, trying to cover as many angles as possible and looking for a refresh kill. And this play right here is beautiful as he sees the zone is going uphill onto this mountain and instantly knows that he has to get there. Liam actually finds a quick kill here, He baits the opponent and goes onto the cone and then finishes him off. Liam is actually really low HP here and actually ends up dying to zone though. I'm not actually sure what he could have done differently here. The spawn invincibility was still active for the player, so I'm not sure he could have actually got out in that situation. Good endgame though. Yeah, before we get into game 6, this was our strategy for surviving mid-game in a box without getting bored, and to be honest, it kinda looks sick. We definitely felt the effects of having a very diligent mid-game in the endgame, because we were 344 below Storm Surge. Yeah, not the greatest when you need tags. I got a couple tags right here, well, tarping, but the team above us sprayed us out. We had such a nice tarp going, we had so many opportunities for them tags, and I actually had like 100 tags here already. We were already getting closer to the Storm Surge threshold, and we just all got knocked down. Liam was 1 HP pretty much instantly, and we both had to survive separately. I ended up actually hitting a refresh here. I hit a really nice SMG spray, but my shotgun hit 64 on a knock body, so I ended up going down. Liam pretty much died straight away after that, being 1 HP. This game we went a little bit more aggressive, and Liam actually got a kill straight off spawn against a guy with an SMG, and he had a grey ranger, so, you know, very good. We then ran into another guy, some guy pushed me and we killed him, and then we hit the craziest play on this other guy. We hid inside the automatic door building, and as he came in, we were both just sitting there ready to destroy him. It was the greatest thing I've ever done in a Fortnite tournament. It was so funny. I think I'd quit the game after that, wouldn't you? Anyway, as we move into endgame, something really unfortunate happened. We were having such a good game, and then I don't even know why it bothers sometimes when stuff like that happens. Like, I didn't even have a chance to react. I was 200 to 0'd, and then they just killed Liam, and that ended our game 7. In this game, we pushed the other side of Condo really fast and got a really nice double kill on these two guys. This fight was fast and efficient, and that was everything we needed it to be. So we were nicely set up for the endgame here. However, we made the sad decision to carry on keying, and we ended up getting third-partied by a completely different team, who were actually pretty good and stopped my Spider-Man mid-flow, so there we go. Game 9, though, was a banger. Listen, I don't know what Liam was on this game, but he was on something pretty crazy. He killed these two guys here using his insane 200 IQ move. He literally shot the builds down just as I was being finished and got a nice fat one pump on the guy that was trying to finish me. It was the most beautiful thing ever. We then got keyed north side of the map by a hyper aggressive team and I went down, but Liam, he doesn't go down like that though, does he? He fully hits a 2v1 and then boxes up on the edge side of zone. Before we continue the video, I need to know, these guys are tunneling to half and half zone in hard mats. I'm actually so confused. These people have blown my mind, and Liam took full advantage of that. Alright, so Liam breaks into the back of the tarp and fully replaces the builds. They don't know anyone's in there. Then we see this Travis Scott guy edit the build, run back through the tarp, like, I'm gonna go pick up some extra mats. Liam's like, no, that's not gonna happen, boy. And then he sits there, and then the other guy runs through as well. I don't know what this guy is doing either. And he gets finished as well. Liam just 2v1 these kids in their own tarp, and they both just ran in one after another, 3 kills. It's all good though, because we get the first rotating zone and realise the zone pulls back through the guy's tarps that Liam just killed. That's incredible. That's such a great storyline, to be honest. Because of this, Liam gets the freest rotate on Earth and a map refresh for what he's just used. The 7th zone pulls straight up the massive mountain, and then the 8th zone pulls straight down the massive mountain. Straight into the guy's tarp. I honestly can't believe this. It's the greatest storyline I've ever had on my channel. But this tarp is honestly... I love these guys. We need to get in touch with them. We need to say thank you. They've literally just expended about 700 hard mats making this tarp that's Liam's used 3 times in one match. It's kind of insane if you ask me. Another free mat refresh, another rotate later, and Liam starts going crazy. Liam gets a refresh on low ground straight from the duo's tap that he killed, bagging him a Spider-Man and max mats. He plays 8th zone really well, using his mats efficiently, boxing up, making sure he doesn't get sprayed, as well as looking for refreshes. He then gets another free refresh. Another one. And of course, being the smart boy he is, he realises he doesn't have enough time to get the finish, as he instantly needs to get up this massive mountain the zone's pulling up. And he does just that, using the Spider-Man. He takes some storm damage, but knows he's going to get the siphon from it, so he tanks the storm, moves into zone, and starts PGing this kid on high ground and absolutely bullying him. Can we just appreciate this guy? He's on high ground, he's chilling. My man Liam just comes up and destroys him. Wow. And then he has the high ground. He runs out of mats though and has to drop down after someone else ramps above him. But he drops down and gets another kill on low ground. Unfortunately, he doesn't end up winning the 1v1, but this has to be one of the best clutches I've ever seen. He went from 2 kills to 10 kills in endgame by himself. That's it for today's video, guys. Really hope you enjoyed. Use code JKC in the Fortnite item shop. I'm really happy with this 7CS, and I'll see you guys next video.